everyone, and in today's video we are going to do our 6 pros and our 6 cons of the Enchantment of the Seas of Royal Caribbean. We just sailed with them and we just kind of made a list of our 6 positives about the ship and then our 6 negatives about the ship. So let's go ahead and get into it. So starting off with the pros, our first one is actually going to be ship size. So crazy enough, I know that this is, I think, the second smallest and oldest ship of Royal Caribbean's fleet. So it is on the smaller side. While that has its cons, I thought it had really good pros for the ship size. I mean, you were able to walk everywhere. It was easy to get back to your room. It was easy to get up to the buffet. It was easy to get down to the casino. So it was just kind of refreshing to be able to walk everywhere pretty quickly from the front to the back of the ship. You know, these larger ships, it's a lot more of a hassle to go back to your room or get from deck 14 to deck 4. So it was just really nice to be able to actually freely walk around, and nothing felt too crowded because it's a smaller group of people. So overall, we actually really enjoyed the ship size. Of course, we love the larger ships as well, but it was a nice little change up to be on a smaller ship. And on to number 2, it is going to be the Windjammer here on the Enchantment of the Seas. And the positive here is there was literally pretty much never a buffet line, and there was always seating, whether it was breakfast, lunch, or dinner. There was always plenty of seating. It wasn't like fighting people to try to get seats like usual. There was no line out the door like there are on a lot of other ships we've been on. So it was really refreshing to be able to get up, get your food, not fight the crowds, not wait outside, not try to, get your family to sit down at a table, the one only open table in the entire Windjammer. So that was really refreshing. It was really nice to have no buffet lines and always have seating. And our positive number 3 goes hand in hand here with this Windjammer. The buffet food was a 10 out of a 10 this trip. I know they're all the same. It's all Royal Caribbean. It's all Windjammer. However, there are just some that are better than others. I don't know whether it was just maybe a smaller quantity, so the food that they put out was actually very, very good. So more of like a quality over quantity. And now don't get me wrong, there was tons of options. And if you do want to check out our channel, we have a full buffet tour, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on there. So you can see the options for your upcoming trip. But overall, we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner here multiple times. We did eat at other, the main dining and whatnot as well. But we always found ourselves coming back to the buffet. The breakfast was a standard, good Royal Caribbean breakfast with your omelet station and, all your breakfast classics. But they were all cooked really well. And then lunch, a lot of selections, very, very good. The Indian food was always our favorite. So tons of options. And then dinner, they had some really cool special things every single night. So they were making like beignets one day and frying it right in front of you. They had a ramen station, which was really fun. They had a wok station where you could make your own wok one night. So tons and tons of options, all really good food. Probably one of our better buffet trips of Royal Caribbean recently. So 10 out of 10 on the buffet on this ship. Number 4 on our pros list is kind of a random one. I'm going to lead with that. But we liked that you could turn off the in-room announcements. There was actually a little switch / dial that you could actually turn the announcements off or all the way on if you want it, which is really nice because in the newer ships, you have no option for that. So if they want to wake you up or tell you something in the room at 7 a.m. or 9 p.m., they're going to do it. But this is really nice. You can turn off those in-room announcements. Really random, but it's a big positive on the older ships. Number 5 on the positive list, I don't have a lot of video because we did not record disembarkation, but it is going to be the disembarkation process, actually, crazy enough. So one thing we love about Virgin Voyages is that you can get off the ship at like 11 in the morning. Breakfast is open till 10:30. Now, breakfast was not open that late or anything like that, but for once they weren't banging on our doors at 7 in the morning to get out of our room. There was 0 announcements in our room. Obviously, we turned it all the way down, but even in the hallways, there was barely any announcements other than the 1 or 2 calls for luggage tags. They were not pushing you off the ship. They weren't banging down our doors. I mean, it was really actually nice for once. They kind of were very easy about getting off. It was very relaxed. It wasn't rushed. So overall, the disembarkation was a lot more peaceful, kind of reminded me of Virgin Voyages versus like the Utopia. They will be banging on your door at 6 a.m. They don't care. So really relaxing. Didn't feel so stressful to get off the ship at a normal time. I think we got off at like 10 a.m. It was really nice. So that's one of our positives for Enchantment of the Seas. And now for our 6th and last pro that we thought of after our last trip was the staff in the casino all around were fantastic. The people that were behind the tables playing the games with us were really friendly and nice and supportive. And then the bar staff was just out of this world amazing. I mean, they remembered our drinks, they remembered who we were. And then there was one point where my phone actually fell out of my bag, and it took me about 45 seconds to realize, because I went to go get it, I didn't have it. So I backtracked and it was already gone. Turns out the cleaning staff had already picked it up and already turned it in to guest services so nothing would happen to it. So just from the cleaning crew to the table game, and the casino host was great, and the cashiers were all really nice, and the bartenders were really nice. So we just thought the entire casino staff was just really, really good for a cruise ship. And that is going to wrap up our positives. So now on to our negatives. So we are going to start with our first one that we found consistently. The bars on this ship were really, really slow. So the bar service was pretty tricky. There was always a long line, and they were just honestly slow. Even when there was no line, it was just a really slow bar service. So not quite sure about that. And hand in hand, the dining service was also very slow. So if you are looking for something speedy, just know the bars and the dining service is pretty slow. We did eat at the main dining for breakfast and dinner, and both times were very slow. And the drinks were even freaking slower. I think it took 45 minutes for us to get one drink for breakfast. It was crazy. And then number two, since we're kind of still on this subject, the food in the dining room was not good this trip. We just came off of Grandeur of the Seas, and we thought the food was fantastic in the dining room, like every single night. And this time, I mean, the dining room food for breakfast was really pretty bad, and our dinners were really bad. So the food wasn't there either. So the lack of good service and good food, that is why we went to the buffet so much. But yes, the food on this ship was just not very flavorful, not very good. Like, look at this breakfast burrito. Like, there's nothing in the burrito. It's just something else. So our opinion, we just did not have a good dining service, and the food was not very good either. Now on to number three. This is kind of an odd one, but in the casino, there is no like bill breaker / cash center where you can just put in your ticket from a slot machine and it will automatically give you cash back. You don't have to wait in line at the cashier because they have the bill breakers / cash machines. This ship did not have one of those, which I've never seen before. So every single time we played a slot and we wanted to leave, we either had to keep that ticket until, the very end of the cruise, make sure you turn it in, or we had to go up to the cashier and actually wait in line just to get our money from a ticket. So a lot of these new ships, they have cash centers. It's literally just a machine. This boat did not have that. And number four, kind of again, hand in hand, the casino was absolutely slammed every night. It was definitely a con for us. It was very hard to even find a game to play. I don't know why it was so busy when we went. I don't know if it was just our group or it was a casino comp cruise. I'm not really sure, but it was way busier than normal. Just so slammed. I couldn't ever play tables. I mean, absolutely slammed casino, and it kind of made it unfun in the casino at night. So that was definitely a negative for us on this ship. And now on to number five. This is not going to be a shocker to anybody, but our con is going to be the rooms. The rooms are so old and outdated. They have not refurbed the boat since I think 20 years ago. I think it was 2005, and it shows. I mean, of course, we knew this going into it. You're going on an older ship. It's a cheaper ship. We know. But it is a negative on this ship. I mean, you can see wear and tear. It's dirty. It's kind of dungy. It kind of smells. It's just really old. So they need to revamp the ship just a little bit. I mean, 20 years is a really long time. And these, rooms get worn and torn like crazy. So big negative on this one. If you are going on the ship, be prepared. Don't think you're going to have this pretty, shiny, perfect room. I mean, it does the job and it's great, but just know it is not a new ship by any means, obviously, and it does need a lot of updates in the rooms. And on to our final con is going to be number 6, which is the internet on the top decks was basically unusable. Super weird because the lower decks, perfect internet, had no problem. But the second we ever made it up to like the Windjammer or the pool deck, it just wouldn't work. I don't know why. And this happened to us multiple times, especially in the evening when you went upstairs to that top deck. It just wouldn't load. Things wouldn't send. Super weird. So for whatever reason, the top deck, not where the internet is at, honestly. So if you are working or planning to work or really need internet, I would not book a high level room if possible, because you are not going to get that internet. So the lower you went, the better it worked. And that is going to be a wrap for our pros and cons here on the Enchantment of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. We hope you guys liked it. Comment down below your pro and con if you've ever been on this ship. Make sure you check out our channel. We have so many tours and room tours and casino tours and vlogs and all the things. So if you really want to deep dive into some Enchantment of the Seas content, make sure to go check out our channel. We have everything under the sun for this ship. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.